Hey everybody, HarlequinCoHO here, and I've been getting a ton of requests for more Newbie Tuesday style games, and so I might just start pumping these things out whenever, not just on Tuesdays. And so if you haven't seen these before, Newbie Tuesday, reference to Day 9 Daily's Newbie Tuesday, where he does this during his live show, and we just are going to take a look at regular players who maybe aren't the best players on earth, but just normal everyday players, and compliment the things they do right, criticize the things they do wrong, and as a result, we can all become better players by watching them. So thank you to all the people who send me these replays. It makes it real easy. If you want to send me a Newbie Tuesday replay, just put Newbie Tuesday in the title and send me the replay. Emails on the sidebar and all that sort of stuff on my channel. So let's get right into this and look at Kgut, the airborne player in the north position here. So first thing I'm noticing, nothing. There's nothing happening here. There's 10 seconds, and now we're finally moving with one of these players, with one of these units here. So 10 seconds goes by, and there we go. We're finally going ahead and building a barracks, and just after that started actually making the second engineer. So really you want to kind of select this building right away and build an engineer. Before you do anything, just start building an engineer. Don't get this order queued up just yet, because that's going to take a while anyways. But this is a bottleneck. Click this building, press the E key, use your hotkeys. F1, by the way, F1, F2, F3, you can go through all of your buildings. F1 will do it. Second problem, right away, this engineer is just standing there, not doing anything. Now these guys, however, looks like they were queued up to go someplace else, and he's very eagerly moving them around. Kind of forgot all about these guys. While they're building, click on your headquarters, right-click anywhere, and put the rally point down on the ground so that they'll go someplace useful. Let's take a look at his opponent, however, who is Dog99. It looks like both of his engineers were eagerly building this Wehrmacht quarters, and it is rushing with a motorcycle. So I don't always see motorcycle first builds. They're kind of fun, so we'll see where that's going to go. We'll see that the field pioneers are level 3, and they're on the left, capping away at some certain things. And these other pioneers are up here. They have a sight range, and they have a little bit of a squad health. Meanwhile, the motorcycle is just charging it up, and I don't have any idea what the idea is really. I think sometimes maybe players see other people walling off certain areas, and they think, oh, here's an area, I'll wall it off. But really, this doesn't help you at all. There's no reason you want to wall this off. And even if this motorcycle wasn't here, I still think this is kind of wasted effort. It's way, way better. And you can see he's already taking a casualty here. I think maybe he was trying to stall to get his fuel or something like that. But I think it's always way, way better to cap to the left and cap to the right and have, capping going on. Because I'm just going to pause this here while the action's going on. But as you all may or may not know, the way that you get money in this game is not by harvesting minerals or anything like that. It is actually a function of how many of these points you have here. The numbers on the right-hand side equal how many of those you get per minute, and the more places you have, the more manpower and fuel and munitions you will get. So if you want early money fast, you want to cap as many positions as possible. Capping fuel that's disconnected from your base, another tip that we'll include in Newbie Tuesdays is that all of these squares have to be touching your home square. You can see for a little while this munitions point was not touching anything, and then once he capped this area here, it was touching stuff. So he was finally getting munitions from that. The other reason why you don't want to throw barbed wire down this early is because you're just going to bump into other engineers who are going to cut it, and it's not really a strategic place to put that. So one thing he did, by the way, we're going to compliment the good stuff. He started capping this right away, and then brought his first squad of riflemen down here to cap that, meaning that right after this finished and connected it, and he got munitions right away. So now what's going on here? We do have the rifleman here. We've got the light version of some of these upgrades, accuracy, received damage, and sight range. And unfortunately, he's retreating right away. And it's good reflexes to not lose units, so I'm encouraging that behavior. But you could have really, this player could have, Kgut, sorry, could have really stalled out Dog99 a little bit longer. He could have hopped in this building and fired for a little while. He could have walked around the corner and fired for a while. There was no reason for him to, really retreat, because these motorcycles just aren't that good. So, to turn some criticism towards Dog99 now, you'll see that Dog99 went and invested in 2 of the motorcycles, and pretty much when you go for motorcycles, you want to harass. You want to be driving around in the backfield. You want to be preventing lone groups of engineers from capping things, stuff like this. And just kind of having them sitting around here isn't doing any good. Unfortunately, these motorcycles are just kind of wasted right now, and they're not really helping at all. You can see the field pioneers are capping some stuff. And this game, I feel like I have my mouth full of things that I need to say. Again, In really high-level games, you don't usually see people going for victory points right away. But honestly, I think for lower-level matchmaking, that's not a bad idea, because you're probably going to win because of stuff like that, not because of the amount of early-game pressure that you had on your opponent's base. That's kind of a high-level style of play, so I don't think there's anything wrong with capping victory points early. You can see that these points are going to start adding up for Dog99. So, bad positioning here. The riflemen kind of running in very close range, and they're spending all their time focus firing these pioneers, while the motorcycles stationary are just getting huge amounts of machine gun bursts at them. And it looks like, ow, 5 casualties for that rifleman squad. Any vehicles or anything really, their accuracy goes way down when they move and goes way up when they sit still. Sitting still and firing machine guns point blank is very bad. So, I mean, very good for the German player in this. So, accomplished HMG team now is scooting on into this building. That's not a bad idea. And good support coming up from the motorcycles. This is good. Again, retreating right away. Perhaps in this instance, that's okay. You probably would have taken a lot of casualties if he had just kind of hung out around there. So, and we'll see that the riflemen are just kind of recapping this area. So, some good things, some bad things. Just what I would expect, more or less. Now we have a little bit of a calm. Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers, level 3. These guys can chuck hand grenades. They are definitely an early game hero that's worth leveling for everybody. They're one of my favorite early game heroes until you start getting into the whole finesse of the bargain Volksgrenadiers and the venerable Volksgrenadiers and all that sort of stuff. So let's take a look at Dog99's hero abilities while we're down here. So he's got flares, manpower blitz, and heavy armor support, the low-level one that just gives you a stew, the mortar tank. Flares is really good. Manpower Blitz is great if you want to jump into heavy armor support, but since it's a cheap heavy armor support, and since he's only got 3 commander abilities, I almost think Manpower Blitz should be something else. Be Stormtroopers. Or, Stormtroopers would probably be my favorite, because you don't really... I mean, 850 is affordable. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air about that. Whenever you're leveling, it's kind of weird, because you have to level with a different version of the build than you would actually want at level 50. But while we're doing this, and while these guys are just kind of capping around here... looks like just a little bit of light stuff going on over here. Let's take a look at Kgut's stuff. And Kgut, by the way, submitted this replay to me. He has got air reconnaissance, airborne paradrop, bombing run, and airdropped AT support. Paratroopers, love them. Air reconnaissance, love it. You should definitely put a lot of points into that. Get it for free if you can. It's currently 20 munitions. Bombing run and airdropped AT support. I almost think if you're going to get the AT support, skip bombing run and just go for strafing, because you've kind of got your anti-tank here. I know it's not quite the same thing, and bombing run is pretty brutal sometimes. Maybe you want extra stuff. That could be a playstyle thing, but I honestly would rather see strafing run. It's way more useful against infantry and that sort of thing. But yeah, kind of up to preferences here. What he has done, Kgut has researched bars right away, which is great. He spent his first 60 fuel, it sounds like, right on that. You can see he's just regaining his fuel right now. And got great cover, great positioning, and the motorcycles are really out of position, honestly. The motorcycles now, kind of a big cluster of problems here for Dog. Dog should definitely have had one guy flank around, one guy who was getting focus fired back off, and his riflemen, his Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers just stay still. And instead, he kind of charged them all forward, and, I mean, the Katzenmeyers eventually got the kill and all that, but he ended up losing a bike. And, when you're dealing with target acquisition early on, it's very important to just quickly identify who's getting focus fired and retreat them if they need to. Not necessarily retreat, but just back them off so that the riflemen have to pick another target. And now we have a damaged engine here for the motorcycle. He's going to have to slowly back away, and unfortunately there are no engineers nearby. This machine gun could be moved up a little bit. This is always kind of the tricky part, is just like focusing on the whole battlefield at once. If you're doing what is natural and looking at the battlefield right here, these machine gunners are totally out of your line of sight, and so you just kind of forget they're there. So you have to use, and I'm quoting Day9 directly here, you have to use the out-of-game resource of your memory to be able to capitalize on the in-game resource of this heavy machine gun team here. Because they could be participating, and we just kind of forgot about them. Katzenmeyer's chucking a hand grenade. Ooh, getting a little kill there. Not too bad. Not really in very good cover here, though. You should always be moving if you're not in good cover, and then sitting down, like right here would be nice just to kind of exchange some fire. Here comes heavy machine gun team. Again, probably could have just set them up right here and got some good cover there. But I'm kind of nitpicking the micro right now, but why the hell not? Great! This is great! Oh, beautiful, beautiful! Look at this. Now we have the triumvirate. We've got the triple attack from all 3 directions. Look at that. Katzenmeyer's just firing away, completely flanked by the motorcycle right as they have a machine gun set up. That may have all been accidental, I have no idea, but that was beautiful. That's exactly the kind of strategic or tactical advantages you need in this game. You can't really go at this StarCraft style and just say, all right, I'm going to throw all of my units right on top of your units and hope that they all kill each other and blah, blah, blah. You really kind of need to put some finesse into it. So you can see that worked out really well. This kind of needs to be capped sometime soon. But you can see the passive-aggressive war doing okay down here. All sorts of fighting has been going on here. Clearly, this heavy machine gun team has got 2 kills. And these pioneers are doing their thing. But let's take a look and see what Kgut's been up to. So he has got his triage center. Good stuff there. Pretty much, you know, I've had a couple of people so far say, hey, when do you think is the best time to get a triage center? Pretty much whenever you have at least 2 rifleman squads that are at least at half health when they're filled up. You know, if you've got 2 rifleman squads who are at 6 out of 6 men, and they're still kind of at like 50 to 75% health, and they're starting to get wounded, you know, and you can afford it, you're probably going to get it. I usually like getting it after my support center just to kind of keep things moving, but you can get it before your support center. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But you definitely don't need to buy it until you have a bunch of wounded riflemen, though. That's important. Meanwhile, rifleman here just capping away. Machine gun doing a good job suppressing, or at least suppressing a little bit. There he goes. He's like right at the edge of his field of fire right there, I think. And just kind of hanging out up here in the top, and it looks like Katsumaru's Volksgrenadiers, the 2 of them remaining, are able to take care of this victory point. And so for the most part, it looks like the southern player has done the very natural thing, which is expand out to the right, and the northern player has expanded out to the left. And as I've said many times before, unfortunately, the right-hand side of this map has 2 victory points, and the left-hand side has but 1. And therefore, you know, there's an advantage to the right-hand side cap. So he's got to do something about that at some point out here. So we'll see that he is building his supply yard. That's going up nicely. And by the way, he did stop at tier 2 before he went to his supply yard. And I saw a sniper going out there. This is probably him right now. No kills for this sniper just yet. But that's a nice thing to do. Snipers always counter machine guns. You just have to put a lot of micro into them. And the only risk with getting early snipers is that, you know, you'll screw up the micro and get him lost. But especially if you haven't seen a sniper from the other player, you can be a little bit more liberal with them. Honestly, this sniper, I would not have cloaked him all the way down here. Feel free to take your snipers out of cloak and, you know, run them the majority of the distance. It's only when you really suspect that there's another counter sniper out there. Because at this point in the game, he hasn't spent any time sniping stuff yet, so nobody knows to counter that. I still have the machine gun and the bike here. I would separate them a little bit. It's always good not to clump your units up. You never know when a mortar round's going to come flying in on your head or, you know, something annoying like that. So now he's acquired his targets, but he's got a problem, which is that they're way too close, and this sniper needs to get some distance. He needs to go down here, or maybe back up to here, but he just, you know, he definitely doesn't want to open fire. He does have hold fire on, though, you can tell, because he's not shooting, so that's good. I'm sure he originally came down here to snipe this machine gun, but this is an extra problem. So he's going to have to try and coordinate something. It looks like he maybe is sending some more riflemen down there. I almost called them Marines. That wouldn't be too far off, but... So, sniper down here, kind of trying to decide what to do. Looks like these riflemen are going to take this point, but they're going to get hit by this machine gun pretty hard. That's not going to work out at all. That's going to be really dirty. Sniper... Looks like he maybe missed a shot or something like that. Just kind of randomly didn't hit. Because he fired enough for those machine gunners to retreat. And just really bad pinning going on here. The crossfire between machine guns. Getting these guys pinned. Oh no! Get up, guys! Get up! Retreat. There we go. As soon as you get pinned, just retreat, especially if you're that close to home. So now, like I said, the sniper's kind of deep in enemy territory. The riflemen are here. We have this nice pincer opportunity wherein the rifleman can come down and engage and then kind of block for the sniper. But it looks like the sniper's just going to fire on his own and risk being completely found out by the Volksgrenadiers who are storming in. Again, these riflemen are just kind of left behind, and they're gone. So he's going to have to retreat and get out of there. So just remember to use your units, pair them up. Snipers work really well with machine gunners or anything that can just kind of give them a buffer. You always want to have a sniper kind of firing across riflemen if you can, so that the sniper is picking away at stuff. Or, you know, riflemen distracting, or a machine gun covering the area between where the sniper is sniping and what the target is. But you want some sort of synergy going on between your units to make them effective. Nice range. It's totally accidental, but just, you know, he's being mindful of the fact that he's got enough, he can outrange these guys since they all have the MP40 upgrades. And trying to build a bunker here, bad idea. Definitely want to cancel that. You can see he's down to a single man, and just this
Just as Brown, he's got the Browning automatic rifle fire that's just laying into these guys. You can see it looks like the bunker is completely destroyed. All of the engineers were killed. The MP40s are okay, but you can tell that these guys don't have very good cover. I'm sure some of these guys in the middle here are in this red cover right now, which is definitely not good. And taking almost a retreat, man, retreat. And I don't know if he killed that with incidental fire or what. These guys are finally retreating. This motorcycle is really badly positioned. He's going to have to get out of there too. And the riflemen are winning. So now just gently